This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life.
Alright everybody, here I am today. I'm making a juice with my favorite juicer, the GreenStar juicer. And as a pretty basic, simple juice, I have some cucumbers, I have some kale, some celery, a couple of apples, and a couple of carrots. And I just want to give you some tricks here with the GreenStar juicer. Number one is, when you're cutting the cucumbers, you want to cut them really skinny. So I'll show you how I'm going to cut those. I've already started the juice actually. And I got this kale here, this dinosaur kale. It goes through very easy. And I always want to put the softer things first. So I'm going to save the celery and the carrots. Those are going to be last. And I'm going to put the greens, the cucumber, and the apples in first. So I'm going to start with the greens. Then I'm going to do the cucumbers. And then I'm going to do the apples. And what happens is, if you put this in the hard things first, or you don't put it in, you put two big chunks of the cucumbers or apples, it will start to back up and juice will start coming out of the top here. That's not a defect. That's how most juices are, because the cucumber and the apples and the softer things have a lot of pulp in them, and it will back up. But if you put them in a small piece, they go through just wonderful in these type of juicers. So I'm going to cut these up, I'll show you, and then we'll put them in here, and we'll show you the best way to make this basic drink in the GreenStar juicer. Alright, I just turned the juicer on here, and as you can see here, I cut the cucumbers, very skinny slices here. Same thing with the apple. Now, some people get those juices where you put a whole apple in. Those are very quick juices, and you're not getting a lot of the juice, you're getting most of the pulp. It might seem like you're getting a lot of juice, because there's just a lot of juice in apples anyway, but you'll see here. So the dinosaur kale, it goes in so great in this GreenStar juicer. I love this. And you're getting the most greens out of the juice in this juicer. You get the most greens out of it in this juicer. So that's why it's a little bit more money, but it's well worth it, because you're getting so many greens. Now, if you put other greens or other types of kale, you might have to use the stomper to push it down, but that dinosaur kale just goes right in there. So now we're going to do the cucumbers. We got little skinny slices, and it goes in very easy. Now, if you have this GreenStar juicer, on the handle, you see there's an arrow pointing forward. It doesn't really make a difference if it's pointing back, but it should be pointing forward, just so you know. That helps. So here's another cucumber going in, another slice of cucumber. Again, if I'm putting a big slice of cucumber in, it'll go much, it might back up. Now, some people might say, well, they don't want to cut the cucumber as much. It just makes juicing harder. Really, folks, it didn't take me long to cut a cucumber. So if you can't cut a cucumber, maybe juicing is not for you. But here's the pulp coming out. The pulp is very dry here in this GreenStar juicer, very dry. If you did this in most other cheaper juices, it'd be very wet. And there's the juice right there. So we're almost done with the cucumber here. I'm going to finish this up here. Then I'm going to do my apple next. And the apples just add a little sweetness to it. I can do without it if I wanted to, but here's one apple. Actually, I didn't even cut yet. I'll just do one small apple. Again, very skinny pieces. It goes through very easy. If you try to do the whole thing, it's not going to go in as easy. So you see the apple here? Very skinny pieces. So I must have cut this apple up until 10 different pieces. So if anyone wants one of those juices where you just put the whole apple in and it'll juice it, well, again, those juices are not the best juices for the best quality juice, in my opinion. So the apple's going in, the juice is going in, and the pulp is coming out. That's how the GreenStar works, and I'll finish up this apple here, and then I'll put the harder things in, like the celery, and I'll put the And to see how easy this is, folks, I'm doing this with one hand. I'm using the camera, holding the camera with the other hand. I'll get a wider shot there of the juice going in here and the pulp coming out. But again, I'm doing this with, look, one hand. So, and that's because I cut the apple so skinny. If I cut the apple or I didn't cut the apple, I would have to put more pressure and most likely need two hands. But one hand goes down very simple. Okay, now the celery we're going to do, and the celery, that goes in pretty simple. So before I put the celery in now, what I'll do is I'll take a carrot and I'll just push it in a little, and that'll clear whatever was remaining there. Now I could take the celery, and the celery goes in quite simple. And there's all the pulp coming out. Again, so whenever you're using the GreenStar, if you're having trouble getting something, you just take a carrot, push it in a little, and that'll clear the pathways. And then whatever's next will go in quite well. So if I'm doing a lot of apples or a lot of greens or a lot of cucumber, I might just do a carrot right away just to clear the pathways. Here comes the pulp. I'll use this here. And then the last piece of celery. Now with the carrots, here we go. Again, if the carrots are too fat, you're going to have to push down really hard. But I'm not pushing down hard. The carrots are not fat. So if you did have fat carrots, you could simply cut them skinnier if you wanted to, or you could push down with two hands if you wanted to as well. Now I did the first carrot. Now the bottom of this, that remainder of the carrot might be there. So this next one might not go through so simple because it's not empty there. So if I push that carrot and take it out, now it's empty. So then I can just easily get this next one in, no problem. Again, one hand, GreenStar juicer. Here comes the pulp. There goes the juice. I'll do one more here, one more carrot. And cleaning this is, I mean, I have to laugh when people say it's complicated to clean this. I mean, it usually takes me about 1 minute, maybe 2.5 is the most. I'll put one more carrot in here. So people that say it takes too long to clean, or not as long as the other juices, you know, yeah, it might take 30 seconds longer than another type of juicer, but 30 seconds, folks, really? Okay, so the pulp's coming out. My juice is ready. Now, even though this juicer is wonderful and the pulp is out, there's very little to no pulp in this juice, I still always like to strain my juice before I drink it, because that's the point of juicing, is not to get the pulp. But just to show you here how amazing this GreenStar juicer is, there's some foam there, but there is like very little to no pulp left over, just some foam. Very little foam as well. Very little. I guarantee you, folks, you do this with another juicer, you will have pulp, you will have foam, a lot more foam, and it won't be, you're throwing your money away when you have a different type of juicer. That's why the GreenStar juicer is so great. Again, I made a video the other day. I'll use that pulp for burgers or crackers or something, pate, or to dehydrate something, and the juice is going in me now. So, if you have any comments or questions, post them below the video. And until then, get the GreenStar juicer if you don't have one. Have a great day and a great raw life. Alright folks, there it is. I got my glass straw, my glass cup, and I am going to rock this green juice. So I used 4 stalks of celery, about 5 carrots, 1 apple, 1 cucumber, all organic of course, and a bunch of kale. Dinosaur kale.